So Harley Benn has suffered a shocking loss to a journeyman by the name of Lee Hallett. Lee Hallett, a journeyman welterweight, was 0-16 going into this fight. And he beat Harley Benn on points. For those who don't know, Harley Benn is the son of Nigel Benn, the brother of Conor Benn. Harley Benn turned pro, I believe it was in 2017 at super middleweight. This fight was a welterweight. And he turned pro having had no amateur experience. I think by his own admission he said he had 2 white collar fights and then turned over into the pro game. Harley Benn, if you've never seen him fight, I've seen 2 of his fights. He is very, very, very raw. Extremely raw. That was 2017. I have heard that there was some slight improvements there, but he's not really been fighting on any televised cards. This fight, of course, wasn't televised. But I've seen him. I felt he was unbelievably raw. He would, drop his hands and swing right hands, missed a lot. He fought a German by the name of Paul Cullen, or Cummings, I think his name was. And, this guy was, again, a guy who hadn't won a fight. And he gave Harley Benn a lot of problems back in 2017 by just jabbing him. And the knockdown really saved Harley Benn in that fight. But it's unfortunate. It's not nice when prospects like this who are up and coming and haven't had that exposure and haven't had the experience lose. Because you really, if you do lose, and most fighters do lose, they want to lose at world level, or they want to lose at a level that they don't feel kind of almost disappointed to lose at. When you're losing to a guy who hasn't won a professional fight and you're his only win. And I went on Lee Hallett's box rec, and prior to this fight, he'd won 2 professional rounds his whole career in them 16 fights. Okay? And I'm on World Boxing News here, and they've released a little article just kind of describing the contest. This is kind of only really a snippet. It says, a huge left at the very end of the 3rd round badly buzzed Benn. Journeyman Hallett forced Benn, to work every minute of every round. Hallett deservingly won 39-37 to claim his first ever professional win. The defeat is disastrous for Benn's future, and I agree with that. I don't know if Hallett was a southpaw, because it's saying left. They're not specifying whether it was a straight left or if it was a hook. But this is disastrous for Harley Benn. I wish him all the best. Harley Benn, he seems like a nice kid. He's younger than me. He seems like a nice kid. Things seem to be kind of going better for him because he seemed to have patched things up with his dad Nigel, and we'd seen him training with Conor Benn, his brother, and they seem to be things were looking well for him. And this is it's a disaster. And I just thought I'd report it. I wish the kid all the best. He seems like a nice kid, but when you're losing at this level, especially on points, it's not a good look. There are plenty of journeymen out there who hit very hard, and prospects might go in, might get a bit lackadaisical and walk into a big shot. That's their mistake. Walking into a big shot, it can happen. But when you're losing on points, that's, to me, that's worse. It's a lot worse when you're losing on points, because it's showing that you've no answers to what this guy is doing. And you're talking about a journeyman who's never won a professional fight, who's 31 years old and has never won a professional fight. It's not a good look, and I wish him all the best. But Harley Benn, I don't know, it's not looking good. So those are my thoughts on this. Leave yours down below. If anyone has a link to a fight, or they were there and they seen the fight, let me know. I wouldn't mind seeing it myself. From what I can gather, the journeyman he fought, Lee Hallett, obviously deserved the win. But let me know what you think. Have you ever seen Harley Benn? I've seen 2 of his fights. Wasn't impressed, but that's neither here nor there. I'm sure he's a nice kid. Leave your thoughts down below. Like the video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will talk to you after.